Welcome to today's lecture on inference questions. Inferences and inference questions are a type of Jamb question when it comes to comprehension passages in Jamb. I want to start by defining what an inference is as an English word. An inference as an English word simply means a judgment that is made, a conclusion that is drawn out of what has been seen or heard. You have no access to the direct fact. You make the conclusion, you draw the judgment based on what you have heard or you have seen. In other words, you need clues, you need details, you need hints to make a conclusion of what that particular thing is. When that happens, you have carried out an inference. As I said in one of my recordings, inferences are normal to our lives. You have a religion, you believe God exists, you have never in any way seen God with your two eyes. You just use conclusions of what you find around you to conclude that God is in existence. Your knowledge about God is simply an inferential knowledge that you have a supreme deity that you worship called God. And as a result of that, you belong to the religion you are practicing today. Inferential questions on inferences are questions that have come to stay in Jamb, post-UMEs, NDA entrance examinations, use of English in IJMB board exams. You find it in Cambridge exams. They have come to stay over time. When I find them, how do I recognize them? I have given you the definition. How do you recognize them when you see them? There are certain keywords you will find when they are asked. If you find a Jamb question and the question is asking you, what does the author or the passage infer? The keyword there is infer. 2. If the passage is asking you that, it can be suggested that the keyword there is suggested. It is likely that the keyword there is likely. It is apparent that the keyword there is apparent. It can be concluded, the keyword there is conclusion. It can be deduced, the keyword there is deduced. When you find any of these words, inference, likely, implication, infer, deduce, suggested, apparent, feels, conclusively, you have an inference question. These are the ways to recognize inference questions when you see them. Number 3, how do I answer them when I see them? Everything has a strategy. The strategy to catch a rat is different from the strategy to catch a monkey. The strategy to catch a grass cutter is different from the strategy to catch a fish. How do I catch an inference question answer in a passage? The closest you can link inference to is riddles and joke. Riddles and joke is an extended intelligent work that will always ask you for clues, that will always ask you for hints to arrive at the right answer. For example, I am an object. I have many teeth. I cannot bite. What I am? A piece of comb that can comb the hair. It has many teeth. Clue 1. Clue 2. It cannot bite. That is a comb. Another second riddles and joke to buttress what we are saying. I am an object. I am long. Anytime I wear my red cap, I get shorter. What am I? I'm a piece of cigarette. I'm a piece of cigarette. The cigarette is long. It is white. When it wears a red cap, in other words, fire comes on it, it gets shorter. That is reduce and joke. The way I've given you these two examples of reduce and joke, you can extend it to picking up clues in the passage. What are certain things you need to know when it comes to inference questions? Number one, don't ever expect to find the answer directly stated in the passage. You are the one to use clues to get to the answer. Number two, inference questions request that you read in between lines. Inference question request that you read in between lines. Read in between lines. Read in between lines. What does it mean when you read in between lines? In between lines is an intelligent reading. In between lines is an intelligent reading whereby you carry out the reading of details, you carry out the reading of facts, you are able to read both literally what the word says and also figuratively, paying attention to comparisons, paying attention to metaphors, paying attention to similes, paying attention to ideas and facts. Intelligent reading in between lines to draw a conclusion. When this is in place, you know that this is an inference. I'll give you a small inference again. There are 10 birds sitting on the wall. A hunter shoots his gun and seven birds were killed on the spot. How many birds do you have left on the tree? By a normal answer, you will say 3. By inference answer, no birds will remain on the wall because the 3 that survive would have flown away. The answer is 0. That is an inference answer. Dealing with what is literally stated and then figuratively reading in between lines, using your ideas to pick what should be there. You caught a fish with a hook from a pond. The moment you are trying to take it off the hook, the fish fell off. Do you think the fish will remain on the spot? No. Any fish that falls off you and is alive will quickly swim back into the pond. And there's nothing you can do about it. Inference is using clues. Inference is using ideas. Inference is using details you have gotten in the passage. Inference is giving you a raw material that you will use your idea of what you have seen to process it into finished goods. I repeat again, inference will not be directly stated in the passage. You use your clues, you use your experience of reading and joke, you use ideas that you have gotten from the passage, the understanding that you have gotten from the passage to make a conclusion, and that conclusion is your answer. This is what inference questions are all about. Year in, year out, they appear in all of these examinations. Year in, year out, you cannot do without them. They are always there. In fact, from my basic research, since the time it has started as comprehension passages up till date, There is never a passage Jamb is written without finding at least 3 to 4 inference questions per year. Read in between lines. Understand the comparison. Understand the metaphors. Remember reduce and joke. Arrive at your answer, pick it in, and be happy. I have told you by definition. I've told you how to recognize them when you see them. I've given you simplified example of what they are. It's up to you to practice it over and over again. Pick my book on beat Jamb comprehension passages without tears. You will see it that it was deeply handled, it was deeply tackled. You will read it and see more exercises. The more you practice inference questions, the better you get. Thank you very much. Don't forget, go to our social media handle, from Twitter to Facebook to YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and be a follower. Don't forget to like everything that has to do with our other books. We have books on Jamb lexis and structure. We have book on Jamb comprehension. We have books on how to read and remember. We have ebooks also. The details is on the screen. We'll be happy to flow with you. Thank you for this session. God bless you.